Sonic's Green Hills Adventure Season 6 Chapter 22 Battle Preparations. The sun had barely begun to climb over the rooftops of Storybrooke when the scent of sizzling bacon and fresh blueberry pancakes filled the bed and breakfast. It was a picture-perfect morning. Maddie was flipping pancakes with a rhythm that matched the upbeat radio in the kitchen, while Tom poured orange juice for a table crowded with hedgehogs, humans, and aliens alike. Shadow was already halfway through his second plate, looking energetic and grounded, laughing as Joey tried to explain a complicated engine mod to a very confused Silver. Marina was sitting close to Sonic, her hand resting on his arm as she chatted with Crystal and Jessica. But Sonic wasn't eating. He was staring at his plate, moving a piece of pancake around with his fork, his quills slightly bristled. Marina leaned in, her voice low.
Sonic, you've been staring at that pancake like it's a math problem. What's up?
Sonic forced a small, shaky smile.
Huh? Oh, nothing. Just, I don't know. I have this weird buzzing in my ears, like the air is too thin. It's probably just all the sugar from yesterday, right?
Shadow looked up, his protective glint returning instantly.
You barely touched your food, Blue. If you're feeling static, don't hide it. Is it the cave again?
No, it's not the cave. It's different. It feels like someone is knocking on a door I didn't know was locked.
He didn't get to elaborate. Just as Annika reached for a piece of toast, the interdimensional link on the sideboard erupted into a frantic, high-pitched alarm. The holographic screen snapped open, and the Council of Sonics appeared. But they weren't lounging in chairs today. Modern Sonic looked panicked, his quills a mess.
Guys, emergency! We've got a massive breach in the multiversal containment. My Eggman is gone. He vanished right out of his base during a localized energy surge.
Sad AM Sonic joined the call from a dark corridor.
It's worse than that. My Robotnik just used a trans-dimensional rift. My sensors picked up 3 distinct signatures merging in the Badlands before they vanished. They're jumping dimensions, and they aren't being quiet about it.
The color drained from Sonic's face. He stood up so fast his chair screeched against the floor. Beside him, Marina went pale, her grip tightening on the table edge.
3 signatures, Shadow, Silver, you don't think?
Shadow's voice dropped to a dangerous low growl.
If your Eggman is missing, and Sat AMs is moving, then the third one.
Marina's voice was trembling.
It has to be him. Movie Eggman. The one who built that machine for the echidnas.
Annika looked up, her big blue eyes filled with confusion.
The mean man with the mustache? The one from the stories?
Silver stood up, his teal aura flickering with anxiety.
The one who threatened Annika when she was a baby? The one who almost killed Marina with that power drainer?
The realization hit the room like a physical blow. To the movie crew, Movie Eggman wasn't just a villain. He was the man who had targeted their family when they were at their most vulnerable. He was the one who didn't care about giant robots or world domination, as much as he cared about the cruel, personal destruction of the people Sonic loved.
He doesn't use giant robots. He uses drones, he uses lasers, and he uses us. He knows about the Tails. He knows about Marina. If he's teamed up with 2 other versions of himself, they aren't just coming for me. They're coming for the family.
Shadow slammed his fist onto the table, his grounded energy turning into a cold, hard resolve.
Let them come. He thinks he's walking into a house of orphans. He has no idea he's walking into a fortress.
I still can't shake the look on your face when he forced you into that power-draining machine. Every version of Eggman builds giant metal monsters to conquer worlds, but this, Robotnik, he doesn't just want to rule, he makes it personal. He goes straight for the people you love, tearing a family apart piece by piece and watching you bleed for it. Knowing he's out there carrying that kind of cruel, quiet malice, it honestly terrifies me.
You don't have to tell me. I can still feel that machine ripping the energy right out of me. Hearing him talk about taking everything and everyone I love. If your Eggman is showing him how to hurt us even worse, how to dig deeper into the things we're trying to protect, I don't know if we can stop them. If he learns our secrets, he won't just destroy the world, he'll tear our family apart until there's nothing left.
The horror has set in, and the heroes realize they are being hunted by a triple-leg alliance. The energy in the kitchen didn't just shift, it shattered. The triple-leg revelation was the one thing that could bypass the armor of the Leviathan scales and the high of the previous day. Sonic's knees buckled. He didn't fall, but he slumped back into his chair, his hands flying to his head, fingers digging into his blue quills. The static he had felt earlier wasn't just a bad feeling. It was a premonition of his worst nightmare coming to life. Sonic's voice cracked, sounding breathless.
No, not him. Anyone but him. He's a surgeon. He doesn't just smash things. He finds the one thread holding you together, and he pulls.
Marina wasn't faring any better. She sank onto the bench, her breath hitching in a way that signaled a full-blown panic attack. The memory of the power drain machine, the cold mechanical hum of her life force being ripped away while Eggman watched with that manic, clinical grin flooded back.
He almost had us, Sonic, if he's with the others. If he tells them about the tails, about the stasis pod, they won't just try to catch us. They'll try to harvest us.
Shadow stood frozen at the head of the table, to see the two strongest people he knew, his brother and his future sister-in-law, collapse under the weight of a name was a different kind of trauma. His grounded energy flickered. He looked at Annika, who was clutching her golden chow so hard her knuckles were white, sensing the sheer terror radiating off everyone else. Annika whimpered.
Is the mean man going to take me again? Sonic? Shadow?
That was the breaking point. Silver let out a choked sob, his teal aura flaring wildly and then guttering out like a dying candle.
I don't even remember my home, or what happened. I can't do this again. I can't be the kid on the beach with no one left.
On the holographic screen, the Council of Sonics watched in stunned, heartbroken silence. Modern Sonic looked like he wanted to reach through the pixels to steady them.
Hey, look at me. All of you, we're still here. My Eggman is a loudmouth, and SatAMs is a creep, but they aren't invincible.
Sonic looked up at the screen, his eyes wide and glassy.
You don't get it. Your Eggman wants to rule the world. Mine just wants to prove he's the only god in the room. I still remember when he threatened Annika when she was a baby, Mater. He saw the tails. He's gonna tell your Eggman everything. He's gonna tell them how to break the bond.
Maddie rushed over, pulling Annika into her arms and kneeling beside Sonic, her face etched with a mother's fierce, desperate protective instinct. Tom put a shaking hand on Shadow's shoulder, trying to be the anchor for the one who was usually the anchor for everyone else.
Sonic, honey, look at me. Breathe. Just breathe. We are in Storybrooke. We have the Savior. We have the Mayor. We have a town full of magic.
Shadow's voice was a hollow, terrifying whisper.
It won't matter, Mom. If there are 3 of them, they'll find a way to bleed the magic out of the barrier. They'll turn this town into a cage.
The fun day was officially dead. The pancakes sat cold on the table, a mockery of the peace they thought they had earned. For the first time since coming to Storybrooke, the family wasn't just worried. They were genuinely, fundamentally terrified. The group is in the middle of a total emotional collapse, as the reality of the triple-leg threat sinks in. On the holographic display, modern Sonic's usual cocky expression didn't just fade, it vanished. He stood frozen, his hand dropping from the golden ring he'd been idling with. As he watched the movie crew break down, a flood of memories from that Echidna incident came rushing back. He remembered the smell of ozone and the horrific sight of Marina strapped into that jagged humming machine, a device that didn't just hurt, but literally siphoned the soul out of its victim. He remembered the terrifying roar of movie Sonic's dark form as he fought to save her, a side of his counterpart he never wanted to see again. But more than that, he remembered what Sonic had told him in confidence after the battle, the story of a baby girl named Annika, barely old enough to walk, being used as a bargaining chip by a man who saw her as nothing more than a biological curiosity. Modern Sonic's voice dropped to a low, dangerously quiet tone.
I remember that machine. I saw what it did to Marina, and I remember what you told me about Annika, how he scared a literal infant just to get to you. How one of Oogie Boogie's henchmen actually threw her into that portal over a technicality while Eggman was out cold. How she ended up in Hephes's world all alone because of them.
He looked at the screen, his green eyes flashing with a rare, cold fury that matched Shadow's.
My Eggman is a lot of things. He's a blowhard, he's obsessed, and he's dangerous. But he has rules. Weird, theatrical villain rules. But yours? Movie me. Your Eggman is a monster. If he's the one leading this charge, he's not looking for a conquest. He's looking for a collection.
He turned to look at SatAM Sonic and Hephis Sonic on the subchannels.
Listen to me. If my Eggman starts taking notes from the movie version, the rules are out the window. He's gonna learn that he doesn't have to build a giant robot to win. He just has to target the people who make Sonic feel human. He's gonna learn about the family weakness.
Keefus Sonic nodded solemnly, his ancient eyes glowing.
The balance has shifted. When the movie Eggman threatened the child, he didn't just commit a crime. He tore at the fabric of the hedgehog's soul. If these three combine their malice, they will target the heart of the family first. They will go for Marina. They will go for the little one.
Modern Sonic leaned back into the camera, his face fierce.
Movie, me! Sonic, look at me. I know you're scared. I know that mustache. Wearing Psycho is your sleep paralysis demon. But you aren't that lonely kid in the woods anymore. You've got a Shadow who can jump into your head. You've got a Silver who can throw buildings. And you've got us.
But Sonic couldn't even look up. He was trembling, the image of his sister being threatened by that clinical white-clad madman overriding every bit of bravado he had. Sonic's voice was a broken whisper.
He's gonna tell them about the stasis pod. He's gonna tell them that water is our cage, and now we're in a town surrounded by it.
Modern Sonic's speech has highlighted just how personal and twisted this threat is. The tension in the kitchen was thick enough to choke on. Shadow looked down at his own trembling hands, then at Sonic, who was still spiraling into the dark memories of that power drainer, and the sight of his baby sister in a madman's grip. Shadow didn't bark in order. He didn't use his ultimate lifeform persona. Instead, he moved with a grounded, quiet grace. He knelt in front of Sonic's chair, placing his hands firmly but gently on Sonic's shoulders. He waited until Sonic's frantic gaze finally locked onto his.
Sonic,
Shadow whispered, his voice steadying the air like an anchor.
look at me. I'm right here. He's not in this room. He's not touching Onika. He's not touching Marina. I know what he did to you in that lab. I felt it in the loop. But that was then. We are a different force now.
Sonic let out a shuddering breath, his quills slowly beginning to lay flat.
But Shadow, he knows. He knows everything now.
Then he knows exactly who he has to go through to get to you.
Shadow said, his grip tightening just a fraction, not to hurt but to reassure.
And he's never fought a family that fights back. We aren't victims anymore, Blue. We're a wall.
Tom stepped forward, his police chief instincts finally overriding the shock. He looked at Maddie, who was already pulling Onika and Silver closer.
Shadow's right.
Tom said, his voice booming with authority.
But we aren't sitting ducks in a kitchen. If these three are combining their tech, the shield around this house might not be enough. Maddie, get the emergency bags. We're going to the library. Now.
The vault?
The vault.
Tom confirmed.
It's beneath the library's foundation, reinforced with Storybrooke magic and Old World stone. It's the safest place in town if the barrier starts to buckle.
Marina stood up, wiping her eyes, her Leviathan scale necklace catching the light. She looked at the screen where modern Sonic was still watching with a fierce protective glare.
We're moving.
Marina told the council, her voice regaining its edge.
If Movie Eggman wants to play surgeon, he's going to find out we've grown some very thick skin.
Shadow helped Sonic stand up, keeping a supportive arm around his brother's shoulders. The transition from total breakdown to tactical retreat was messy, but the bond was holding. Silver used his teal aura to quickly gather the essential supplies, while Joey, Crystal, and the rest of the gang started ushering everyone toward the back door to avoid being seen from the street. Sonic took one last look at the cold breakfast on the table.
He really hates it when I'm happy, doesn't he?
Shadow was guiding him toward the door.
He hates that he can't control you. Let's go. We have a town to defend.
The group is making a break for the library vault under the cover of the morning fog.